In this video, watch my signature Order of the Green Lady army fight against the Kingdoms of Men, Salamanders, and Goblins. Stay tuned. Hello there! I like to watch battle reports to get better at games. So I started making short, summarized battle reports that focus on learning points. So welcome to my channel, Newbie Dice. Do like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you enjoy my videos. Do consider speeding up this video with the YouTube settings to consume this content or other YouTube content in a fraction of the time. Alright, so I've been playing my Order of the Green Lady army for 3 years now, since the start of 2020, just right after the 3rd edition dropped. I started with a bit of Basileia first, and then I went straight into Order of the Green Lady. So it's been 3 years since I've been playing this army, and I have a lot of models for it along with a display board. I will link a video up top where you can watch all my 6 armies, including this army, the Order of the Cherry Blossom Coalition rather, with some animation and electronics for my display board. So if you like anything you see, you can pause and take a closer look. This army is fully Mantic, with maybe a few bits, except that rhino over there, which I have already painted another unicorn to replace it from the League of Infamy. Okay, otherwise it's fully Mantic with maybe some third-party bits. Okay, so this is the latest iteration. So what I like to say about a lot of Green Lady army lists that I see, it's not very difficult to craft a very hard alpha striking Green Lady list, a very hard punching list, but a lot of your units will be this 15-17 nerf with defense 5. So what I do to make things a little bit more difficult for my opponent to handle is this 2 defense 6 units in the Earth Elementals. Okay, even the regiment has very high nerf at defense 6-15, so it's very hard to move for just 130 points. I really love this regiment because when they devote a lot of resources to take out the horde, they don't realize the regiment is also very difficult to take out, and then they sort of grind through in the end. Okay, whereas most of my lists will tend to die over time, and with that I have quite a bit of healing just by including Avatar of the Green Lady, because she has heal 6 and potentially also the ability to take Radiance of Life or Cloak of Death each turn. So healing 1 automatically is equivalent to casting heal 2, right? So imagine she has heal 8 actually, right? If you take Radiance of Life, okay? And then on top of that, the Druid has a heal 2+1 with the Conjurer's Staff. So if I focus to heal 1 unit, I can really take probably about 5 wounds or even sometimes 6 wounds off a unit. Okay, so this is how this list sort of function. I eventually landed on Avatar of the Green Lady. So my Green Lady initially started out as the Devoted, and then tried to use it in formation and out of formation, then it just doesn't work very well, especially when the Radiance is I think is conditional to Sacred Water only, which Earth Elementals couldn't get, right? So when I swapped it to Avatar of the Green Lady, it just immediately worked really well. Okay, so this list has 2 layers of complexity or challenge for the opponent. One is the super speed and alpha strikiness of it, and then the next part is the grind capability with that defense 6 and heal, and even healing defense 5 is quite good as well. Some of them has healing abilities. Actually, just one of them, which is the Redemption Knights, they have regeneration as well. So my first just one last point is the weakness of this is of course super elite, only 13 drops, out of which 3 of it are individual, so only 10 scoring drops. And my chaff is basically just the 2 Pegasus. Pegasus are great chaff, but they are not great at screening the frontage of units, right? They're great at charging into things to jam it up, but you know, when multiple things can threaten your unit, you want to screen the frontage instead of charging one piece, one target. Okay, so then it doesn't work in that sense. I often sacrifice my unicorn when it's no longer needed as well, charging into things to hold it up. So my first opponent is a Kingdoms of Men list. Lots of infantry regiments and hordes. So spear, pikes, 3 regiments and a horde, foot guard, 2 hordes, 3 ballista, which is a pretty good deal, right? 180 points for 3. Army barrel with Banechant, 3 winged beasts generals, and 1 monarch with Slayer tree. So 13 attacks, equivalent to Scud when hitting into Slayer stuff. Alright, and this is our deployment. The scenario is raised, so it's all about burning. So I won the side, I took the bottom. Okay, why I took the bottom is for my list, I just hate to see when the opponent has a blocking terrain that they can make use to sort of hide from me. So in the top is somewhere over here, so I'm fine with that. So this is why I chose the bottom. Okay, because I'm very maneuverable, I can run around the blocking terrain, but what I hate most is when they use the blocking terrain to stop me from charging. Okay, so that's why I took the bottom. So he started placing tokens, so we're on opposite sides. My 2 is here, his 2 is here. Okay, so I always deploy quite evenly. So you'll see that my beasts of nature are at the 2 corners, and then my Forsaken will be next, somewhere around the 1/3 mark or slightly off, depending on the map and the opponent. And then after that is the cavalry on the 2 sides, and then the earth elemental is usually center. Okay, and the regiment. So I attempted to use the earth elemental regiment to be a screen, because this can be my thick chaff as well, but I needed the speed of the cavalry. Okay, so I won the initiative and went first. Raise, right? I want to keep the infantry back so that it can't guard the token, hopefully. So of course, and he has his ballista, so I don't want to take damage first before doing anything. Okay, so these are the units in case you're wondering which are the foot guard. The 2 foot guards are together, the pikes are here. I'm not sure if this was the best idea because you'll get hindered in a lot of the charges, right? If not, the foot guard are pretty scary with CS1, CS2 with Banechant. Okay, but at least if he charged fresh, he would be hindered when we're fighting in this difficult terrain over here. So I pushed everything up, guarding the tokens. Okay, so this one, my Beast of Nature threatening the General and Winged Beast over here, seeing what he's gonna do about it. And of course the Forsaken Knights will screen this Pegasus over here so that it doesn't get shot at. So yeah, forest and all that is screening with a little bit of forest taking out. I'm not sure if he's in charge range, but if he is, he'd be hindered, so he wouldn't want to go in there. This beast flew up 20 and turned, so he can't charge me, but I'm looking down the flank of all of this. He will have to swing his units to turn around just to face this beast, and I'm fine with that. I could easily hop over and land here as well. Maybe I shouldn't have turned 90 degrees. I could have turned a little bit less, because what I would want to do, right, is to have an angle to move 20 and turn this way. So if I angled this way, it would have been even better. I should have done that, I think. But keeping in mind, I need to keep this general in the flank so that it can't charge me, right? This one is out of line of sight, so maybe just a slight bit. Yeah. I could tilt a bit, but maybe then it's not enough to make that this angle next turn. Okay. So bottom of 1. Let's look at the left. So as expected, the whole infantry horde starts to swing around just to stare down at this piece of nature. Okay, including the monarch is facing this way, and the general is facing this way because it's afraid of me hopping over here. Okay, which is a legitimate concern, right? And over on the right side, okay, because my infantry has, my cavalry poked into the forest, I can see everything, so he has to move up properly guarded, ready to be charged by this cavalry unit, right? And look over here on the left, the right, the general decided to charge into the Forsaken Knights, hindered and not dealing too much damage, not too worried. I'm gonna double charge with these 2 units and have a good day, right? Okay, but I think this is within 10, so I need to do something about it. So let's see what I do in return. Ballista shot, not sure what it shot at. Anything it tries to shoot at will have cover, so perhaps it just flubbed all the rolls. So my turn. Let's start from the right side, right? Okay, so I double charged into the this general, but only managed to waver it, so that's not great. I should do, let's see, this should do 6 damage and this should do about 3. I should be dealing 9, about 9, okay, 8 or 9, and then this green lady is doing Cloak of Death. Okay, so I should do, yeah, confidently 9, wavered only. But well, 9 is 7 twice to route, so not the best chance of routing also. Okay, so one other problem in my list is my Bane-chan is always in the middle, because the druid will always be near the earth elementals for search, and then it can support Bane-chan in 2 directions. But also that also means when my flank is going so far up, I couldn't get to Bane-chan them. So Bane-chan usually comes in the later game. Okay, so then these cavalry, they just backed out of the forest because I don't want to deal with 2 knights, 2 foot guards right now. I just need to jam this up with this Pegasus. But well, this one didn't go amazing. But hey, with this wavered, the Forsaken is free to charge elsewhere next turn. So over on the middle, I just pushed up the hill. Okay, and then over on the left, my Beast of Nature turn, and I think I flew more than 10, so I can't do a second turn. But I got out of this line of sight, the Monarch's line of sight. Okay, ready for a third turn. So I'm just dancing around, trying to keep these 2 things busy. Okay, and next turn. So let's start from the left. This general turn around. Okay, the infantry continue to shuffle upwards. Okay, so actually these 2 units, they just backed up, right? Because I just need to guard. So they just backed up. Okay, so that the infantry takes longer to come in. Okay, and I think even then it's still out of 10 inches. Alright. So the Monarch charged into this Forsaken Knights and wavered them. I think they dealt 7 damage even on a hindered charge and did a waver. So things are not looking great for me, especially because I think I didn't position it properly and this was not in position to flank charge. So if I have done it again, I should have done them in a bit of a V. Okay, so that I can flank charge it. So I automatically thought that the Monarch is fat enough that I could easily flank charge, but then it was out. So not big mistake from me over here. Okay, key thing is that, right, so centers, it just shuffled up. Okay, over on the right side, the Pegasus got killed expectedly. Now this infantry picked into the tip its toe into the forest, means my stuff over here can see it. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so the wavered general decided to be it backed up and turned. So basically what it opted to do is to be line of sight blocking for my Beast of Nature. So my Beast of Nature could basically only charge this general because they're the same height. Why it turned this way, I'm not so sure. Maybe it's baiting that, you know, if you don't deal with it, he can charge this way. Okay, so maybe that was his intention. That's why it turned. Okay, and also the general on Wing Beast, the second one, flew this way. Okay, and I think it was angled this way so that it can look at here. You know, this whatever's going to attack the pike, the Fugard Horde. But one mistake that I think he probably made was that this beast is probably gonna charge into this general. It will be somewhere here. Okay, with this general's line of sight, it's not able to look at the beast. Okay, it's not able to look at the beast. So then my beast will have free reign later on. Okay, as you will see later. Okay, and I didn't, all the generals have 1 item each, and I didn't realize this one has hacks, so no healing for my green lady this turn. Okay, in fact, 3 wounds. I used Cloak of Dash, but I still have heal 6, but I only healed 2. And then now, I think the bolt throwers all went in and dealt it up to 5. Okay. Some of them might have a covered shot because of the general, or maybe not. Nonetheless, not doing great with the accuracy. Okay, so in my response, So this is the part that I like about Alpha Strike list. The opponent needs to cater for the possibility that I might charge this one, 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 I might charge this. So he must position everything such that there's a possibility that I will charge one of them, and I would then from there pick the best option, right, to charge. So that's the part I like about alpha striking lists. Okay, so I decided that this was the best one to charge. Okay, because by double charging, I kill that unit. Okay. Was that the only unit I could double charge? Probably, because based on the way that he spaced this thing, I think I can't fit 2 units inside this inside here. So I can only fit 2 units here because this part is open, so I can fit 2 units sticking out. Okay, so that's why I charged this one. Okay, so in order to charge this one, this Pegasus charged this Pike Regiment. Okay, Beast of Nature over here expectedly kill off the General. Okay, and then just now the General turned around to face my Beast of Nature. So I've decided that a lot of the battle is going to be on the right. So I swung the Beast of Nature all the way here. I think there was a token here, right? Yes, there was a token here. So by double charging, right, this 4 unit strength is taken off, and this is only 3, right? So, but I have 6 here, 3 and 3. Sorry, this is 4 and 4. So I have 6 here, and I definitely take the token. Okay, so I burn 1 token here. Okay, so I'm gunning for this one, so I just pull my Beast of Nature all the way here to go for this side. So now I'm looking down, juicy flank and rears right now. Okay. Yeah, so over on the left as well, so I decided to make the best of the situation. So what I did was the Earth Elemental on the hill charge into this Pike, and then the Redemption Knights charge into the Pike as well, double charge, because the Redemption charging into this will be hitting on 4s and no Thunderers. So 20 attacks, 10 hits, 3 to wound, crushing 1, right? So it's about 6 wounds here. This is 9 hits and 6 wounds here. So 12 wounds on average with Brutal from Earth Elementals. And then just to make sure I get it, I charge the Unicorn in as well, because I really want to get it, because once I kill this unit, I can burn this token as well. Okay, and I think I needed to sidestep the Redemption Knights in order to be within 3 of that token. I think just 1 would have been enough, because I would be somewhere here, right where this died. Okay, so maybe I'm pretty sure I needed to sidestep, that's why I did, right? So, but that sidestep also exposed me to a flank charge here and a front charge here. Okay. If I didn't need to sidestep, I would have faced this way, so that I could keep both of them in front, like that. Okay, but it exposed me to a flank charge here and a front charge here, which sucks. I could have tried to charge this Unicorn to jam this unit, but the Unicorn will suffer the Phalanx, so not too sure about that. Okay, and then over here, this guy is wavered, so I backed off 1 inch to force him another hindered charge. Most likely it should kill me, but I'm staying within 3 inch of this, so it has to charge me to burn the token. I contemplated moving out of 3 inch, so it give him the question of, do you want to burn the token or do you want to come after my Forsaken Knight? But I decided to just stay within, hoping his dice might flop. Okay, because even if I move back quite a bit, right, the Monarch is so fat, it could sidestep after killing and it might still be able to burn the token. Okay, so lo and behold, bottom of turn 3, he charged 11 wounds but failed to kill, failed to even waver. Okay, speaking about waver, I failed my headstrong. Okay, these knights have headstrong but they failed it. Okay, so then he charged again hindered, and this time he rolled low for the nerf and failed to even waver. Okay, so over here, front and flank charge, not a guaranteed kill, but he got it, the Redemption Knights, because this is like 15 hits. No, so it's only 5 wounds, and then this is like 4 wounds. So it should average 9 wounds only, but he did 11 and killed it. Okay, this one charge in, and I totally forgot that they had they had Hammer of Measured Force, but nonetheless they only dealt 3 damage on a supposed 7. So that's tough luck for him. Okay, so a bit of bad luck going on in 2 battles and good luck in 1 so far. Okay, the regiment charged into the Pegasus and did not rout it, so good news, bought me another turn. Okay, this wounded unit of Forsaken gets charged and got taken out, right? Even if I'm not sure if it's hindered, probably is, right? I don't think it has Pathfinder or J boots. Let me double check. Nope, no J boots, so dead. Okay, but it already had 5 wounds. Okay. Yep, but nonetheless, this foot guard is already on 3 wounds from 2 rounds of the Cloak of Death and 1 from the Pegasus that charged it. Okay, so this general, remember, it couldn't see my Beast of Nature, right? So in order to deal with the Beast of Nature, what it did was to just stand in front of the Beast of Nature to block its line of sight once again. Okay, so forcing me to charge it, but then it's not a good deal, right? He's gonna get charged. He got 1 wound from Cloak of Death probably. I'm gonna cloak next turn, punch it next turn. Even if I don't waver it, I'm probably gonna win the trade eventually. Okay, and Ballista shot into and only dealt 1 wound, so that's really bad dice, right? Because I don't gain cover from the water. Okay, so let's see, top of 4. Let's start from here. So I punch into the general. It is not wavered, but he's on 5. I'm on 0 because I think I healed this way. Cloak of Death plus heal. Okay, so this foot guard got Cloak of Death and triple charge. The knights, the earth elementals with adding brutal onto it, and then the Piece of Nature, and with that I must manage to take it out. Okay, and then the earth elemental is positioned to burn this token or to assist this battle if necessary. Okay, while the rest is facing back towards the center. Okay, so this third token is probably in the bank to be burned. Okay, this token is pretty safe. I don't think he'll be able to get it. Maybe he could if he jumped this general over, right? But then again, I have all this facing this way. I don't think the general has a chance to get it. Okay, over on here, good luck for me. I charged the unicorn in the rear. With that, I rolled very well for damage, for sure. And I wavered this monarch, and he has no headstrong or waver mitigation. Okay, this druid healed up the earth elementals, and the earth elementals back off to keep the general in the front arc. Okay, this one will be a flank, unfortunately. Okay, so at this moment, the opponent has decided to concede because it's really tough, because this token, I still have all 3, and basically his third one is definitely going to be burnt, and I'm probably going to have a strong center as well. Okay, so yep, so yeah, Alpha Striking armies are strong in the race, especially when I decide to charge 2 hammers into one of your defensive units. So when because you have 1 token, you probably have 2, even if you have 2 units defending it, right? Whether it's 3 unit strength or 4, right? I can decide to charge 2 hammers, 3 and 3, and I charge into 1, and then I will overwhelm you with 6 unit strength. Okay, so you would probably have to put 3 units to defend just 1 token. 3, 3, 3. So even when one of them die, we would be tied on unit strength. Even at that point, I might be able to add a Beast of Nature to get that unit strength over yours. Yeah, and I can keep the fight on your side of the board. Okay, that's the whole thing that I'm talking about. Okay, so my opponent did some cool things to block line of sight for my Beast of Nature, but granted, yeah, ready your second charge into, especially against flyers, so that you can keep them grounded. Okay, so take note of that. Yeah, guard against flying monsters. My Beast of Nature all the way from the left, like it went here, 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 and here, basically on the map just now. Okay, with that, I'll just play a little bit of a promotional video from my local game store. If you're from the Asia Pacific region, do consider checking out Hammer House website for your hobby needs. They carry a wide range of miniatures and hobby supplies, including Mantic, Vallejo, Scale 75, and Green Stuff World products. Okay, so my next game is a 2000 point game, so I scaled the list down, which probably doesn't work all the time, right? Sometimes a list, just because you scale it down doesn't mean it works. So, but in this list, I took off the normal knights, the Order of the Brotherhood, as well as one Pegasus, and it's just nice, a 300 point package. So everything else stays the same. My opponent is playing Salamanders, and things to take note: Corsairs. They're pretty interesting, a little bit more expensive, but they have a good defense. They can fight pretty much as well as they shoot. In fact, they fight better with the Firebrand Vicious Aura or Elite Aura in melee. Okay, Tyrants, they are very strong. Glass Hammer, of course. Scorch Wings in 2 hordes, so a bit of shooting power. Cavalry. So this list is pretty shooty, with the Corsairs shooting, the Scorch Wings shooting, Rhinosaur and Tyrants for cleanup. Alchelidon, Phoenix shoots pretty well as well nowadays. Firebrand can shoot, but it's only 12 inches. Yeah, Rakawas has a breath attack. Okay, so Plunder. I won sides, so I took the bottom. So mainly because of the rock as well. I don't want him to be messing around with this big piece of terrain, helping him block from charges. But he does have one blocking terrain over here, which he used to great effect, which you will see later. Okay, he won the initiative and let me go first. I chose this to be the 2-point token for Plunder, and he chose this one, so it's very far apart. So actually my goal is twofold. I think I'm definitely gonna bank this token. He doesn't have much to defend against this, right? Okay, so my goal is to get 4 VPs, because there's only 7 on board. So your goal is always to get 4 VPs. So I either do it this way, 4, or this way, 4. Okay, because I can punch, maybe I can keep the fight in the center and I can just run away with this furthermost token. Okay, so I'll see how the opponent plays to react. So once again, pretty much the same kind of deployment, right? Beast of Nature on the extreme sides. Because he has significant shooting, so I decided to screen everything. So the Earth Elementals giving cover to the Forsaken, giving cover to the Beast of Nature. Okay, this side has a forest, so no problem here. And the center decides to make use of the hill for cover. Okay, so who went first? He won the initiative, but he let me go first. Because a lot of his shooting, especially his Corsairs, 23-inch shooting, right? So if he let me go first, he gets to shoot on turn 1. Okay, so I moved up, so let's see what happens. So I made a very, very slow advance. Let's start from the left. Okay, so the left advance is hampered by the speed of the Earth Elementals. They can only shuffle up 5 inches at a time, because I want to keep this screen. Forsaken can't get cover from this flat terrain. Okay, and yeah, the sad thing about this is, if I were to pick up the token with the Earth Elementals, I need 3 turns, because over 2 turns I only move 10 inches. Okay, if only my Druid was there to surge it. If I manage to surge 2... Yeah, I think if I manage to surge 2 inches, then next turn I could... Could I grab it? I couldn't grab it as well, anyway, because it's too slow. I can't march on the double. Okay, so... let's see. Center moved up. Okay, so what my Redemption Knight was trying to do was to have his leader point on the top of the hill, while the rest of the more than 50% is off the hill. So if anything shooting at me from the front will suffer cover, because I'm considered off the hill. Okay, and there's 50%, more than 50% of my frontage passes through the hill, so the hill will provide me with cover. Okay, so this one moved up here. Okay, so my Beast of Nature just flew up and grabbed this token first. Okay, I decided to start bringing my Pegasus over to grab this token, which means I have no chaff pieces in this game, except for this thick chaff in these Earth Elementals, right? The Pegasus is on duty to pick up tokens. So he moved up. We're playing by email, so sometimes you don't feel how powerful his his forces are, especially when he rolled poorly, and this is especially the case. He rolled pretty poorly and dealt 4 damage to this unit. So I'm like, okay, his shooting is not that scary. But actually, he rolled very poorly in this game. Even within cover, 4 damage was pretty poor, which I did not realize. So between regeneration, my green lady is here, my druid is here. They all can heal, right? So next round, of course, I shrug it all off. All the wounds are gone. Okay, green lady made a mistake of flying this way because I thought I needed to help out on the right side. So what happened here? So first thing, as you can see, the Rakawas has already made use of the blocking terrain to say you can't charge me, but I'm staring down at this area and you can't come in. If not, Rakawas will charge you. Right, so it's already being very annoying because I couldn't charge Rakawas. So I thought the green lady needs to help over on this side, which actually it didn't. Okay, so what happened over here? Piece of Nature flew up, dropping the token so that the Forsaken could pick up. I think my goal was to eventually let the Pegasus pick up both tokens, but I need to slowly shuffle it backwards, pass it backwards. Okay, out of the Arc of Rakawas over here. So this turn, this one shuffle up another 5 inches. This thing sort of stayed there, just that my Earth Elementals went up a little bit further. Okay, so next round, let's see what happens over here. So this time his shooting dealt much more, 8 damage, and wavered my Forsaken Knights. So 8 is a lot, and especially my green lady is not out of position to heal. My biggest healing source is out of position to heal, and I guess that's why he shot at this unit over here. So I'm in trouble, right? This is trouble for me. Okay. What else? So a lot more shenanigans over here to make sure I can't charge it. So Forsaken can see the Scorch Wings, but can't fit in this space, I think. Or something like that. Oh no, I think I don't have line of sight to it. The building blocks the line of sight. So once again, blocking terrain shenanigans. So that's what annoys me. So with these 2 units, it keeps all this at bay, which is a lot more points, although I'm going to get the tokens, right? So at this point, I see my Pegasus could charge it in the flank. So I'm like, screw it. Pegasus goes in. Okay, Unicorn comes over here, do some lightning bolt, I think. Yeah, because I've been lightning bolting it non-stop every round. Okay, so it's now on 4 wounds. Forsaken, because it's holding a token, it has now dropped to speed 5 and no nimble. It has no nimble but no flying. Okay, so I could just shuffle 5 inch this way, hoping to charge the Scorch Wings. Right, Beast of Nature flew over here, so I can't charge him, he can't charge me. We're at this standoff right now. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, so over here, my Forsaken stayed where it was. I'm not sure if I passed the Headstrong, but I didn't want to go anywhere anyway. Green Lady, did it manage to reach 12 inch to heal? Maybe it did, I can't really remember. Okay, it must have, but not in Radiance of Life. If I have Radiance of Life, I'll heal 1 more, right? Yeah, so between these 2, I heal 4 wounds off, but no Radiance. If not, I have at least healed 5. Okay, so Beast of Nature went into the Rhinosaur Captain. Let me check why. Okay, so out of front arc. So the only thing that can charge me is the Corsair in the flank. Right, I wanted to charge the Captain because I think I want to keep the Forsaken safe or something like that. Yeah, because I want to move the Earth Elementals up to pick up the token, and then I think they probably failed the Headstrong. So if I did that, the Captain can charge in, so I didn't want that to happen, so I blocked it. Okay, so I'm not sure if the Phoenix, I think the Phoenix could charge, but Phoenix has only 3 attacks, right? It doesn't do much. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Let's look at over here. Okay, flank charge from the Corsairs plus flank charge from the Battle Captain, but I'm still standing, so good news for me. Now I'm holding this token. I'm pressurizing him. He needs to push forwards. So because he has this shooting line over here, and the Tyrant is second wave, right? The Tyrant is staying back. Okay, but also the problem is he couldn't see past this hill, and so he is stuck behind for quite a bit of the game. Right, more shooting, but this time, okay, so it took out the Forsaken Knights. Okay, so I have one hammer down before much has even happened in terms of the trading. Okay, so over on the right side, he killed off the Pegasus, and guess what? He turned the Scorchwing, reformed the Scorchwings again, such that once again I couldn't charge it because it's in the flank. Okay, so continuing this annoyance. Okay, so for me, the lucky break came when I charged the Unicorn into the Scorchwings and wavered it. Okay, even if I didn't waver it, this Forsaken is in the position to get ready to charge it next turn. Okay, and in fact, I popped J-Boots just to march on the double into the water so that he couldn't run away from me. I marched 10 inches because I'm speed 5 right now. Pop the J-Boots for Pathfinder. Okay. Because after he killed this... after he kills the Unicorn, I think even if he does... But he's probably not going to kill the Unicorn, but even if he does, I don't think he can reform out of my charge. Okay. So that's why I pushed this up aggressively. And I flew the Beast of Nature over here, threatening the whole rear of this army. So that's forcing his Rakawas to do something about it. Okay, so to draw Rakawas away from here so that I am safe to pick up these 2 tokens, because this Scorchwings, definitely I can handle it. Okay, so let's see what happens next. Bottom of 4. Let's talk about here first. Okay, so he used the Phoenix as a screen, okay, and the MacLeod as a screen. So there's a lot of things I couldn't charge because of how he packed everything. I couldn't charge. I think I couldn't charge this this unit here because there's no space to fit. Okay, even Firebrand is there to stop me from fitting. Okay, and then I couldn't charge stuff into the Corsairs. I think I couldn't charge stuff into, I couldn't charge stuff into the Scorchwing. So the only target I have is the MacLeod and the Phoenix. So I double charged the Phoenix, killed it, charged the MacLeod, only wavered it, which sucks, right? So because somehow I'm charging with Thunderous down the hill and Brutal. Okay, over here, the Beast charged the Captain again, but dealing much less this time, so it's probably going to be dead right now. Okay, Green Lady flew in to spread its Cloak of Death. So let's see how he reacts. So because the Tyrant couldn't see anything, so all it could do is now move into position for a charge next turn. Okay, meanwhile, Scorchwings charged into Redemption Knights and dealt this much. Okay, Beast of Nature finally goes down. Okay, but I've already passed the token over, so when I double charge, I drop the token and let the Knights pick it up. Okay, so I'm hoping to use this Earth Elementals to screen against all the threats while my Redemption Knights survive. Okay, so over here, so because of his tight formation, he's also a little bit jammed up, so a little bit stuck here. So what he decided to do is to turn this Corsairs around to shoot, and Firebrand shoot, and Rakawa shoot, hopefully to waver me. Okay, and also he turned the Rhino Cav around to face against my Beast of Nature, and I think I couldn't fit into the Tyrant's flank. So all this is to position such that he could not give me any flank charges or rear charges. Okay, the Scorchwings over here backed up. Okay, so over on the right side with the Scorchwings backed up, my Unicorn can handle it on its own, while the Forsaken starts to go pick up tokens because it's already the top of 5. Next turn might be the last turn. He's walking 5 inches at a time, so he's gonna pick up this token. Alright, so I'm pretty lucky here with that waver and all that. Okay, so over here, I charged my Beast of Nature into the Corsairs, and it alone from the front killed it, because I charged the Cossairs because nothing could charge me in return other than maybe Firebrand. Okay, because I jumped over the Rhino Cav, Rakawas is too far away, the Tyrant's not looking at me, this is too far away, this is too far away. Okay, so with two rounds of is it 2 rounds? Yep, 2 rounds of Cloak of Death plus the Beast. Definitely some lucky rolls over here to take it out. Okay, Earth Elementals punched again to take out the Kilidon. Okay, and at this point I have reformed to pick up the token. Okay, yeah, and I think I'm out of the front of the Tyrants. Right, so double charge into the Scorch Wings to kill it, one from the flank, and then this heroic thing over here is guarding. Right, and I'm not sure if he could charge my Redemption Knights at this juncture. I think he could, because the bad thing about the elementals is they're 120 frontage, while this one is 125. So you can't, with some diagonal shenanigans, you might be able to guard against the charge. Maybe I did that. So yep, on his turn he charged the Earth Elementals. Okay, and at this point I have most of the tokens. I'm gonna grab this, right? And so, but these two big things are staring down at my Earth Elementals. Okay, so what did I do? Piece of Nature flew over here. So on hindsight, maybe I could have actually not a good deal to just block up this, because he still has maybe it was a good idea to block the Beast of Nature here, to block these 2 units and then hope that it ends on 6. Okay, but what I did, I dropped the token. Yeah, I dropped the token as far as I could, and I charged into the to this Rhino Cav, so that I hopefully can survive. Even if not, bottom of 6 he wouldn't get his token, so he needs turn 7. Okay, Redemption Knights one-shots the Tyrants. Not too far-fetched, especially when he has taken 3 wounds from Cloak of Death, and then this has 20 attacks on 3s and 2s. Okay. Yep, so doing good here. And I pick up this, and for himself, killed off the Earth Elementals, but it ended on 6. If there was 7, things might be tricky, because he might take this 2 and draw the game. I don't have this. Okay, and he wavered the Beast of Nature. Shot and wavered it. If he didn't waver it, I could fly and grab. I'm not sure if this might be more than 20. So maybe yeah, probably I will drop the token, back the cavalry to let him charge, and then my Beast of Nature pick up the token behind it. Okay, that's probably what I'll do if I wasn't wavered. Okay, so learning points. When you're playing Plunder, do figure out which tokens you're gonna grab. Aim for the 2 points tokens or 2/1/1. Okay, wait for the right time to strike. Usually it's turn 3, but for me, I only went in turn 4. So with that, he has limited turns to snatch the tokens back from me. So layer of forces without obstructing charges. He did layer, but he obstructed his charges. For me, I think there were some charges obstructed here and there as well. Blocking terrain is very good for stopping charges. So guess what's your opponent's plan? So I think things went well for me, especially when he gave up defending against here. And when my Beast of Nature flew past, it kind of made him push the panic button and started to deal with the Beast of Nature. A lot of things turned around, right? So yeah. Last game, back to my 2,300 point list with the 2nd Pegasus and the Order of the Brotherhood with Banner of the Green Lady, which is basically Pathfinder. Okay, so I'm fighting against Goblins this time, so I knew that I would probably have a lot of difficulty into Goblins, and I just wanted to see this matchup, and indeed it was difficult. Okay, so let's see. Rebel in 2 hordes and 2 regiments. These are tough to take out. Lugged lads, these are the... Okay, I made a mistake here. I didn't realize one of the units were Lugged lads. these are the stronger infantry because they hit on 4s with crushing 1. They do have wild charge as well, which is something I think I made a mistake on. Okay, Mincer Mob, a troop with nimble and a regiment with sharpness. Triple trombone, 2 wingits, slasher 2. Groany Snark, flagger with Binchant, and bang it with inspiring, and king on chariot. So I think, okay, these are the Luggage lads. So I think this is not the game that I forgot that they were Luggage lads. So this is better at least. Okay, so these are the stuff. Okay, in case you want to see, you can pause to see what are the units. If not, let's go. Okay, so I won the sides. I picked top. What's the scenario is invade. Okay, I picked top. I won the initiative and went first. Okay, why I picked top? Because there's a big forest in the middle for me to get cover as I approach. Okay, so shuffling up. So we have these 2 blocking terrain which sort of splits the arena this way. Okay, so shuffling up. Beast of Nature did aggressive fly 20 and turn. Okay, stuff turn around. There are some shots here. Wingit flew this way. Okay, so out of charge arc, which matters later. You will see. Okay. So I position myself, but you know the whole frontage is rebel, so not great things to kill. Okay, so he pushed everything up. Lightning bolt from here, shot twice and wavered the trombone, which is great. Okay, so this slasher is out of 16, but within 20, so only the beast can charge. Okay, if I were to be within 16, he will be able to shoot me, so that's the problem. So at this point, all the close range guns are in range to shoot me next round, so I have no choice. I need to push right now. So top 3, I went in. So starting on the left, stop the slasher. Okay, double charge this rebel to kill it. Okay, single charge this to and wavered it. Single charge this unit, hold it in place, and he couldn't charge. So all this stuff are stuck here, except the slasher. I think. Let's see what happens. Stop the Luggage lads while I kill off the Goblin King, and then I think this is a flank on the this is a flank on the rebel, so I killed it as well. So things starting to look good for me over here. Alright, so in response, so this Wingit, right, is left unchecked for the rest of the game because I have no resources to deal with it. You see a shambling unit here, but my search is too far away to cast. Okay, so I did try to shuffle closer and closer to threaten a search into the Wingit. But even then, if I turn 180 degrees, right, I'm only left with a search 4+1 to try to. So as long as he stay maybe 4 or 5 inches away, I would not be able to touch him, search into him. Okay, so let's see. Expectedly, my Chaff Pegasus dies to this unit. Okay, to the Luggage. Okay, so this one can double charge. So double charge plus Bane-Chan put quite a bit of hurt into these Earth Elementals. Okay, so over here, all the shooting over here unloaded into the Redemption Knights and killed it. Okay, and another bad news over here, this side wavered the Beast of Nature. Definitely a little bit of a lucky roll over here, but it's wavered. Okay, Groany Snark pins the Forsaken Knights. So in return, let's see. So this Unicorn slides into this tiny position to kill off one of the trombone, right? So that it can get a shot at the trombone, and over 3 rounds of lightning bolt killed it, which is still a good deal. Okay, so I think now it came over here and dealt some wounds with lightning bolt and wavered it. Okay, charged Groany Snark and wavered it. Killed off. Let's see. Was this a single charge with Bane-Chan killing off the slasher? I think I wrote very well for this. Yeah, and initially I put this position so that actually the the rebel here cannot flank charge the Earth Elementals. It's in the flank, but it couldn't fit because of this limited space over here between my Pegasus and my Druid. Okay, after that, because this was played by email, after that we ruled that that would be charge blocking, total charge blocking. Okay, so I think after that I said, okay, I'll put my Druid here instead. Let's see what happens in the next slide. Okay, Pegasus stops the sharpness mincers, right? Because they are sharpness mincers, they hurt a lot. Unfortunately, this one is stuck here. Okay, double charge on the Luggage killed it, so very good news for me at this point of time. Not sure why my Piece of Nature took wounds. I think the Winged has been lobbing damage on the Beast of Nature. Now it's on 3 wounds. Okay, and I think my heal kind of flopped because where's my heal going? No, my heal went into the Earth Elementals. Okay, that's why. So here's where things go really bad. Over here, so he's shooting now, even with two trombones down, shot and killed off my Forsaken Knights. Okay, of course, earlier 4 wounds from Groany over here. 2 rounds killed off this Piece of Nature, which is sad. Okay, and wow, 1 nimble mincers charging, killed off the Knights over here. And I think this unit decided not to charge at the end. I forgot why. I think it's to block me from charging stuff also. Yep. So, and because of this, I can't fit in the flank. So I need to search to contact the front to make it a front charge. Okay, so my Druid has to cast Search instead of heal. Okay, and then over here, the Winged kept lobbing bombs, and now it wavered my Beast of Nature, which is bad news once again. So because it's wavered, it has to stay back, and then I healed it. Healed my stuff. And so I held back at this line, so he couldn't get past the invade line, right? Okay, but at some point my opponent forgot that it was invade and thought it was control. Okay, because I left this plus markers here. It looked like we're playing control, but I left it there because it also marks the center line, right? But he has been sick while he was playing play by email, so a few turns down, a few days down, he forgot that it was invade and thought it was control. So his play seemed to be a little bit different because of that. So if you notice, he's like trying to control all 6 squares. That's why his Winged is here as well. I think he's aiming to fly over to this sector at the end of the game. Right, and that's why this slasher is staying here as well. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, top of 5. I healed 1 wound off the Beast of Nature because of Radiance, and because I wanted to heal the Earth Elementals. It's back to full health, right? So he charged stuff in and didn't kill it, right? And but bad news is the Winged killed off the Beast of Nature over many rounds of lobbing bombs. Yeah, my Unicorn charged it to pin it here, right? He didn't kill it, so it's like, yay! Maybe I could win. I'm on 5 unit strength right now. 2 from here and 3 from here. Okay, this is probably gonna die soon. Okay, so I guess my Unicorn got wavered. So it couldn't block the slasher anymore. And I think if it moved 14, it would pass the center line. Right. So I moved my Unicorn away. Just to anticipate a turn 7. Okay. Turn 7 did not come. So then he could have put a lot more into the other half, but he didn't. So so I asked him and I said, oh, I thought it was control. So if it wasn't control, he would have marched this over. And this wouldn't probably be hiding here the whole game. He would probably be a little bit more aggressive with it. Okay, so 2 Wingeds is already 1. With this is already 5. If he managed to overrun across, it would be another 3. And so I said, if you realize it was invade, I probably would have lost this game. So yeah, so this matchup is brutal for me because I have to throw my hammers to charge into Rebel, and then he will just shoot off one and charge the other, and shoot off the other one. So it's very painful. Yeah, because if I charge my Pegasus into Rebel, it's not going to do anything to the Rebel. Yeah, blocking terrain are great, like short stopping charges. Of course, the Mincer staying here means I can't charge it as well, right? Remember the scenario, of course, and have an answer for the trash war, the war of cheap units like Rebels, Scarecrows, Draugr, and Zombies. With that, yeah, after playing this, I feel that my Order of the Green Lady list, although I've been playing it comfortably for 3 years, there are weaknesses, which this trash war is one of them. There are definitely quite a lot of weaknesses to the list, which I feel not comfortable playing it into a very wide field of opponents. So with that, I'm thinking, yep, I want to try a new army. I'm exploring new armies to play. So shout out to my patrons, 1 Peep Anonymous, 2 Peep Luke Schaefer, and 3 Peep Guy Harper. You've been a supporter for my videos and my channel. So a huge thank you to you guys to keep me going. I'll be coming up with a podcast soon in the future, but more videos to be coming up. Okay, so don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, comment on this video what you thought of the games, and give a review on my podcasts. My podcast, you can search it out as Newbie Dice Podcast, and my Patreon if you'd like to support what I'm doing, because doing this is a lot of effort and work, and yeah, it's just a bit of encouragement to keep me going, creating content, creating stuff so that people can learn and learn from my games and play better for their own games. So this is the philosophy of my channel. With that, thank you very much for listening and watching. I hope that you get to learn something from these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.